Hey everybody, welcome to Hard for Games. My name is Tony.
And I'm John.
And as part of our Patreon rewards and program, we let our patrons ask FAQ questions, and we had a particularly interesting one that related to our Retro Tech Pickups video.
Yeah.
So Timic83 asks, in your VHS video, John says, you don't notice any of this stuff is cool until way later, as in we were showcasing some cool stuff that wasn't cool at the time, but now people really are kind of searching for it, and it's really sought after.
Yeah.
What technology from the 2010s onward do you think could be a weird, cool rarity in the future? I personally think the Wii U HD DVDs and UMD movies could all become cool like VHS, and I'm a little bit mad because he stole pretty much everything I was going to say. But I definitely think that the Wii U is the Dreamcast of Nintendo. A lot of people, like, it was weird, it was quirky at the time, people didn't quite get it, but then like years later people remember it and they were like, what was that thing? And they start collecting for it. I think the exact same thing is going to happen for the Wii U for sure. And he mentioned, UMD movies, but I think really anything that, attempted in the market but failed but had sort of a cult base, I think will be popular later on. And I think that includes all of the PS Vita games. And all of the PSP games. I think there were a lot of really good ones, as a matter of fact.
I think there's also going to be some of those strange control games, I will describe them as.
All right.
Like, you know how there was like the PlayStation Move and the Kinect and stuff like that?
Yeah, okay.
But one thing I'm surprised doesn't have a cult following, and I've been wanting to do a review of it for a couple of years, and I'm always terrified, because it's like, oh god, it's been another year and I haven't done that. I hope it doesn't have a cult following yet, is... the PlayStation Eye of Judgment.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that.
The card game that uses like a camera on like a mat, so that when you put your cards down, it like plays through the game through this weird rule set system and like weird stuff like that. Like Steel Battalion, probably half the people who know about it because of its crazy enormous controller.
Yeah.
By the way, if you have one, let us know. We'd totally love to review that game.
Oh, we certainly would, as a matter of fact. The PlayStation Move was totally a more advanced copycat of the Wiimotes. But when you think about it, a lot of those weird, quirky peripherals that people quickly forget about become popular later on. Think of the Power Glove. Power Gloves are pretty expensive nowadays. There's a lot of downloadable content. And some of these downloadable games become discontinued, and even now, these consoles that have these, discontinued games on them are going for a lot on eBay. So take that extrapolated by another 10 years, 15 years, people will become nostalgic for it. I think people will really covet the hard drives almost more than the systems.
Yeah, because it's going to be like the BSX carts.
Yes.
Because it's like, the BSX cart itself, who gives a fuck? There were tons of them.
Yeah.
It's the data on them that's so precious to get.
We should preface that by saying the BSX cart was the cartridge that you would use with the Japanese satellite service Satellaview for the Super Famicom, and you could download radio broadcast. Yeah, you could download radio broadcast games that were only available via Satellaview. So another one that actually just came to mind, which was a huge fad that's still kind of in theaters, but not as much with home entertainment, 3D televisions. Yeah.
This kind of sucks.
I think there will be some collectors that kind of circle back around to those and really get interested in the different ways that they showcased 3D, because different companies had different goggles. Companies,
there's a lot of different tech.
Yeah, some companies didn't have any goggles.
Polarity and fencing.
Yeah. Any particular product or format that got popular enough that it got either mainstream and then immediately failed, or almost mainstream, maintained for a while with a niche group like Laserdisc, and then failed.
CED.
Yeah, exactly. Would really be your best bet for anything that would be cool or rare in the future. It's hard to predict, but...
well, it's kind of hard to imagine what's going to be iconic.
There's also the iconic,
The Power Glove is extremely, iconic, but who would have thought that it would stay, so important?
Yeah. You know what's really bad is that I've actually had a dream that I was in the 90s and went to like a Target and bought up a bunch of Super Nintendo games that I knew would be worth money later. I actually dreamt that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I was like, oh, instead of like investing in Microsoft or something, like before the boom, I was like, I'm gonna buy Kirby and shit like that. One of the best times to get games and collect for that a particular system is
Once they're not hot?
well, basically a system or two after. So, for example, once the Switch gets enough games, you're going to go into GameStop, and GameStop still has a ton of Wii games in stock.
Wii and Wii U.
But once the Switch gets a strong library, they're not going to have space for the Wii games. So they're going to liquidate. What happened when the PS4 was coming out was they did like a full 2 weeks of buy 3 for $10 PlayStation 3 games. So that said, thank you very much everybody for watching our episode. And if you're interested in asking a Patreon question, there's information about our Patreon in the description below. But otherwise, thank you so much for subscribing, clicking that notification button, and don't worry, there is whiskey in this coffee. So we will see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, our editor's gonna notice that.
Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and a share, and we will see you guys next time.